Hello everyone. So today what I am doing is I have decided to build some frames to do comb honey. So what that is again, it's what you would buy in stores. It's like blocks of comb, actual honeycomb, like you get the whole thing, that not just the honey. And to do that, what you need is different frames. So I have one here to show you. It is a full frame that I just put together. And in the middle here, right here, is pure wax. And these, the bees, what they'll do is they'll build the comb off of this, and this wax can be cut easily. So at the end of all this, what should happen is the bees will build the comb out, fill it with honey, cap it, and then when I'm ready to harvest this, I will just cut the comb out, and I'll be able to even chew on this. So when I want to take a bite of that comb, it is delicious. But I'll be able to chew on this, or I can, you know, send it to whoever I want to, sell it, whatever buys it. And instead of like, instead of spinning it to get the honey out, I just bite into it, and it's delicious. It's like an explosion of honey. So I was gonna show you today, and I am out here. You can see behind me, I got some of my hives back here. I'm on a tennis court right now on the property where I keep my hives. And I'm on the ground. I'm not doing it on a table, which I normally would have been, but what I did is I went and purchased the building kits for the frames. So you can go and buy frames, and sometimes it's cheaper to buy the frames unassembled so that you can assemble them yourself. So you get the two side pieces, and then you get the top part of the frame and the bottom part of the frame, which has a slit in it. It's a full slit. And these are the smaller, so these are like the what they would call shallow frames for honey supers. So you have 3 different type of boxes. You have small, medium, large boxes, and the bottom ones you usually call, I call them nuke boxes, where the bees reproduce and put their larvae and some pollen and stuff like that. But in the smaller boxes, which I don't use mediums at the moment. I've only used small, but you can use mediums, but for the same reason as small, is to put these frames in and have the bees put their honey in. And the reason I use the smaller, it's just easier to transport things. And I'm not a big big producer yet, so again, new beekeeper. So if you have comments or I'm doing something wrong, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll listen to advice. So what I'm gonna do is I have, again, the 2 side pieces, top, bottom, and the ones I purchased came with the nails, 2 sets of nails, large and small, and I'll show you those. And then I bought a package, here I'll show you, a package right here of actual wax foundation. So it comes in with paper on it. You take the paper off, and there is a sheet of wax foundation. Now you can buy plastic foundation, and that's what I have in my hives now that I've seen in videos where I spin my honey. That has the plastic foundation, and what's great about that, sometimes the bees will build off of that, and when you spin it, the plastic foundation has a stronger core, so it doesn't explode in your when you're spinning it. Sometimes if you were to have wax foundation like this, if I was to put this in a spinner and spin it, very likely, especially at the speeds that I spin, the wax would just fall right off, and it would go into the bucket, and then I'd have a big mess. So that's, with the plastic foundation, I get to spin the honey, the comb stays on the frame, and then I can just take that comb that's still solid and put it back in the hive and reuse it. This I'm not going to reuse. This is purely to cut out and sell or use for my own enjoyment. I can crush it, or if I wanted to, I could use this so that when I get the honey out, I could use it to build the wax, like wax candles. Use it for stuff such as that people melt wax down for. And also, I got wood glue and my handy nail, or hammer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take wood glue. I'm gonna glue this, and you're gonna get messy sometimes. And I'm not gonna do this very cleanly at the moment. Maybe when I'm doing the other ones, I'll be a little cleaner, but I just wanted to show you guys. I got a little kitty cat walking in my way, coming over here. Loves me. Take the top part, go ahead and glue that into there. Oops, it's a little breezy today. I'll get that. Put that in there. Then you're gonna do the glue on the bottom as well. I'm not the best. I don't use wood glue all that much, so there are a lot of beekeepers. I again don't have one, but you can get a little jig or a rig or whatever it is you build at home, something that you just do at home that would hold all this together and make it really easy. But again, I don't have one. So bottom piece, just gonna shove that on there, and it's gonna look okay, just like a frame. See? Now, I take one of the smaller nail, or sorry, the 2 nails for the bottom part. So there's a long nail. So on the bottom, I only use 1 nail. So, so this is the top, this is the bottom. I only use 1 nail because it's very thin right there. So putting 2 would be really hard and might damage the wood a little bit more. So I only use one nail. It seems to do the job pretty well. Oops, I can already tell that's going in. Okay, there we go. There we go. 1 nail. Make sure that when you do it, if you do it, that it's always tight. You don't want wonky, I love the word wonky frames, because if you do, then the comb itself is going to be wonky and your whole hive will be wonky. Wonky. Yes, I'm a dork. Okay. So, yes, I nailed it wrong. I am not a carpenter. Which is funny because I did this like all summer, last summer, without any issues, and here I am. There we go. If I say ouch, it's because I have really screwed up, and I don't like using my nail, so I will get that sucker in there. Even if I have to maneuver it slowly. There we go. Then I will go ahead and do the top one. Now the top part, I do 2 nails. Because it's a little bit wider, so you can do 1 on each, too close to each other. I'll try to do a little bit better job with this one. Let's see, there we go. And so see, 2 right there, not bad. Now some people use a staple gun and they'll just staple it, and that goes really fast. I don't have one, maybe next year. But I also enjoy doing it this way because it's kind of, I'm not in a hurry. I'm not mass producing. Okay. So those 4 went in better than the first. Okay, so you see, empty frame, pretty good, no problems. So then what you can see is, if you look at the top frame, one side is completely solid. It's got a little groove in the middle, and on the end here, on the other side, it's got this little slit. And it goes through the whole top right here. And what you do is, this is, I don't know the name of it, I'll have to look that up. I should have looked it up before I started this. I'm just gonna take my fingers on the edge. And actually, keep it off. I was so nervous the first time I saw this. I was like, what do you mean you're gonna break that? What are you doing? Oh, and I just ruined, no, I didn't ruin it, but screwed up that comb. So I accidentally stepped on the comb when I did this, and look, came off, but it's fine. It'll be fine. We make mistakes here at Sunny's Honey. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this sheet of comb, and remember it has this slit on the bottom, clear slit through. I'm gonna slide this into it. Now, the store that I bought it at did not have small comb. They only had comb for medium frames. And sometimes that is better. Depends on, you know, how you want to do things. I like it because what you can do is I can go in there and I can put a little extra in. So see, I put it in and there's a whole bunch right here on top, so that means it's medium. But what I do then is I make it go just a little bit further down, and I'll kind of do it right here if I can. It's a little bit harder, sort of. And I will bend some of it into, so if I pull it right there, and then push it down into it, and kind of make it as even and level as I can. So I bend it into that. So I got comb going all the way from there down, and I'll take this piece and I will put it in like that. And what that does is that's gonna hold that in. Now, you wanna make sure that you kind of make it so that you wanna watch out that you're not making the comb itself, because see, then the comb kind of dips. Well, bend it a little bit. Make sure that it's not dipping. Try to get it as straight as you possibly can. Again, the bees are gonna be working on it, so maybe they'll perfect it. And they usually do. They usually work it out. But if you put that slit in there, like that, then, last thing I'm gonna do is the smaller nails that it comes with. I don't know if you can see if I'm doing this. I'm going to put into this. So I'll show you, I'll do it and I'll show you where it is. That is if I don't screw it up. Hold it down tight. I'm gonna put 2 in. Now this comb can get heavy, so sometimes you can put 3 in, but 2 seems to be okay. Oh, don't go in the wrong way. There you go. I get better at my nailing skills. Okay. There we go. See, you can see the nails. There's one there and one there. And what these are going to do is hold that in there. See, the comb itself is there. Now again, so this is all hanging out. This where I could do is I could cut this. I could have cut it before so it doesn't go all the way. And I could have used this strip to maybe put it at the top of some of the frames. So if you have an empty frame, completely empty frame, and you want pure comb from a bee, from the beehive, if you put wax at the top, the bees will build the comb from down from the wax. So kind of like a starter strip, something where they can see where they're supposed to start to be building from. But at the moment, because it's later in the season, I didn't get this done earlier, and I'm kind of wanting to see just how I do. This is my first year doing the honey, or the comb honey. I just kind of wanted a good base, a full base. And so what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to bend it. I'm just going to bend it and kind of push it down maybe give it a little bit more stability, but also to kind of like make sure that it's a little stretched tighter here. So I got this one and I got two done. So I'm going to be doing, I think I have 18 more left to make. I'm going to do 2 boxes and we will see what will come from that. I'm hoping we'll get some comb honey. But the season's been kind of rainy, so and kind of just weird weather. We had hail size of golf balls the other day, so we'll just see what comes from it. This is just me having fun. So Sunny's honey, yay! Hope you have fun.